what would Mike Leach have been required to do to keep his job at Texas Tech?
Well, I don't want to go into all those details, but he was given a letter to sign. He was encouraged to try to work on an apology and that not to put someone in a dark room standing up while they had a concussion. Someone said, well, it didn't hurt the kid. Well, that's not the question. Do we have to wait and take action after someone is hurt? Do we have to wait until a kid is injured or dead or something like that before we take action? The most precious thing in anyone's life is their children. And at Texas Tech University, their children come first. And we work on problems all the time, and we work with our administrators and our staff. And usually when we tell somebody there's a problem, they work with us. And sometimes we have to tell the parent that the student was wrong. But anytime someone's physical activity is limited because of an injury, you need to be very careful what you do with them. And that's what I wanted Mike to do. And he chose not to, and I took up for him last year when he was having problems on his contract negotiations. I've been a big Mike Leach supporter. He is a great coach, but let me tell you, he is very unusual, very unusual.
We've seen evidence of some unique characteristics for sure in terms of the way he handles his team. But Chancellor Hance, as you look at the investigative report, how would you characterize the way Mike Leach handled other players who had been injured in the past?
Well, I never did. We've never gotten any information that he handled anyone this severe that had a concussion. And, if you think that it's not a severe punishment, I would just tell everyone that's listening to go in the bathroom of their house and close the door and turn off the lights and stand there for 15 minutes. And then think of that, how that would be for 3 hours or 2 hours. It's very difficult. And when someone's injured, you should not subject them to that.
What pressure did you find that Mike Leach had put on trainers and or players to return to the practice field or to games when they've been injured?
Well, I'm not at liberty to go into that at this time, and that will be an issue that will come out later.
Chancellor Hance, Gerald Myers has received a lot of heat from the public, obviously, about making this decision. How would you characterize your athletic director's role in the decision to dismiss Mike Leach?
Gerald Myers was like me early on. He was trying to save him. And, if you're trying to pull a guy out of water that's drowning and he keeps hitting you and slipping away from you, it's almost impossible. Gerald did not want to fire him when we all got started on this. But once we looked into it and he was not willing to work with us, then I think that he thought that he had gotten to a point that he was not accountable to anyone. And in an educational system, that's just not true. Mike's important. Everybody's important. But let me tell you, Texas Tech's going to do just fine with or without Mike Leach. And that just because somebody's been a successful football coach, it doesn't mean that they have a carte blanche to do anything they want. We still have educational standards, and our standards and how we treat our students come first, and they always will.
Chancellor Hance, as you look to the next step now, what impact will working on Mike Leach's staff have on any potential candidates for his successor?
I don't think it'll hurt any of them. I liked Mike, and I liked all of his staff. But I'm looking for someone that if I ask them to do something, they'll do it, that if I tell them not to do something, they won't do it. Insubordination is not good. I grew up in a small town in West Texas, and I don't know why, I didn't have to take a college degree to get this, but if you sue your boss, it's not going to turn out well. And I was hoping that Mike had that course somewhere in Wyoming when he grew up, but he did not. And when you sue your boss, it's not going to turn out well.
Is it fair to say that Mike Leach was fired more for insubordination as opposed to his treatment of Adam James?
I think it's a combination of both. Some people are trying to downplay, but if someone has a concussion, and we have not found one doctor says the remedy for a concussion is to be put in a shed for 2 hours standing up in the dark. And that it's not 3 hours the next day standing up in the dark. That is not a remedy.
Chancellor Hance, we appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you.